Welcome to RE Coins News. Stop listening to me right now. I say that truth of American coins. What if the next coin in your pocket isn't worth just 5 cents, but could be a rare collector's treasure? Today, we're revealing some of America's most fascinating Jefferson nickels, hidden mint errors, extraordinary varieties, and high-grade coins that have amazed collectors and, in exceptional cases, sold for thousands or even much more at major auctions. Don't skip a single second, because the coin you're about to see could change the way you look at your own collection forever. Stay with us until the very end as we uncover history, rarity, real values, and the secrets every collector should know. Welcome to RE Coins News, where every coin has a story and every discovery could be your next big find. Let's get started. Coin number 1. Imagine reaching into a pocket, an old coin jar, or a forgotten family collection, and discovering that what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin could actually be a fascinating piece of American history. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the 1987 Jefferson nickel, a coin proudly displaying liberty, in God we trust, United States of America, e pluribus unum, Monticello, and the portrait of Thomas Jefferson. While millions of these nickels were produced for everyday circulation, collectors know that the real excitement isn't always about the date alone. It's about condition, rarity, unusual mint errors, and hidden varieties that can dramatically change a coin's value. Before you spend or overlook a 1987 nickel, you'll want to know exactly what makes one common and what makes another highly collectible. Sometimes the smallest detail can transform an ordinary coin into a prized treasure sought after by collectors across the country. The story of the 1987 Jefferson nickel begins at the Denver Mint, where hundreds of millions were struck during a period when the United States Mint was producing enormous quantities of circulating coinage. The Jefferson nickel design itself first appeared in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, with German-American sculptor Felix Schlag creating the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson and the reverse featuring Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello. By 1987, the design had become one of the most recognizable coins in America, carrying decades of history while continuing to circulate in everyday commerce. Although the 1987 is not considered a low-mintage issue, it represents an important chapter in the long-running Jefferson nickel series because collectors often search this date in exceptional condition to complete high-grade registry sets. Every coin struck at Denver bears the small D mint mark, identifying its place of origin and distinguishing it from Philadelphia and San Francisco issues of the same year. When discussing value, the first thing to understand is that most 1987 nickels found in circulation are worth only their face value of 5 cents, because so many were produced and heavily circulated. However, value changes dramatically as preservation improves. Uncirculated examples with strong mint luster, clean surfaces, and minimal contact marks can sell for several dollars, while coins certified in exceptionally high mint state grades by respected grading services such as PCGS or NGC may command significantly higher prices. The finest known registry quality specimens, especially those graded MS-67 or better with outstanding eye appeal, can sell for hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on collector demand at the time of sale. These premium prices are not because the date itself is rare, but because flawless examples become extremely difficult to locate among millions of coins that entered circulation decades ago. One of the biggest reasons collectors carefully inspect every 1987 Jefferson nickel is the possibility of discovering genuine mint errors. A struck-through error occurs when grease, cloth fibers, or another foreign object interferes during striking, leaving unusual missing or distorted design details. Off-center strikes happen when the planchet is not properly aligned, creating a dramatic partial design that collectors often prize. Broad strikes occur when the retaining collar fails, allowing the coin to spread wider than normal. Clipped planchets feature curved section missing before striking due to an error in the blanking process. Lamination errors can cause portions of the metal surface to peel because of imperfections in the alloy, while die cracks, die chips, and cuds result from damaged dies transferring raised lines or blobs onto the coin. More dramatic and valuable mistakes include double strikes, multiple strikes, and genuine double denomination errors, although these are exceptionally rare. Authentic mint errors display characteristics created during the minting process and should never be confused with damage caused after the coin entered circulation. Collectors also search for varieties, although no widely recognized major double die variety is officially attributed for the standard 1987 D. Jefferson nickel in the same way as famous double dies from other years. Nevertheless, specialists examine every coin under magnification because minor die varieties, repunched details, die deterioration effects, and unusual die polishing lines occasionally surface. It is important to distinguish true mint-made varieties from machine doubling, circulation wear, scratches, or environmental damage, which do not create collectible varieties. If a coin appears to have unusual lettering, double design elements, or an extraordinary striking characteristic, professional authentication by PCGS, NGC, ANACS, or another reputable grading service is the safest way to verify whether the feature is a legitimate mint variety or simply post-mint damage. Verification adds confidence and can significantly affect market value if the coin proves to be an authentic error. Several characteristics separate an ordinary 1987 D nickel from one that attracts serious collector attention. Brilliant original mint luster, sharply defined steps on Monticello, often called full steps by specialists when they meet strict grading standards, clean fields without heavy abrasions, strong strike quality, and natural surfaces all contribute to desirability. A coin with original color and no evidence of cleaning, polishing, or artificial alteration generally commands much stronger prices than one that has been improperly cleaned. Collectors should also examine the rim for unusual striking errors, check the edge for abnormalities, inspect Jefferson's portrait for doubling or die damage, and carefully study Monticello for complete architectural details. Proper lighting and magnification reveal features that are impossible to notice with the naked eye, making careful examination an essential part of identifying collectible examples. Although social media videos sometimes claim that every old American coin is worth millions, the reality is more exciting because it relies on genuine rarity rather than exaggerated headlines. A normal circulated 1987 D. Jefferson nickel is common, but an extraordinary certified high-grade example or a spectacular verified mint error can indeed be worth many times its face value. Experienced collectors understand that the combination of rarity, condition, demand, authenticity, and eye appeal determines price. Instead of believing sensational claims, knowledgeable numismatists compare certified auction records, study grading standards, and preserve coins carefully to maintain their long-term collectible value. Every coin deserves a close inspection because remarkable discoveries have been made from ordinary pocket change, but realistic expectations and proper authentication remain the keys to successful collecting. That brings us to the final lesson from the remarkable 1987 D. Jefferson nickel. It may appear to be just another 5-cent coin, yet it represents American history, the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the thrill of the hunt that keeps collectors searching every day. Whether you're building a Jefferson nickel collection, looking for rare mint errors, or hoping to discover a premium condition example, knowledge is your greatest advantage. Never clean a coin before having it evaluated. Always compare unusual pieces with authenticated examples, and remember that verified rarity, not internet rumors, creates lasting value. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures, learning about rare US coins, and staying updated on the latest collector finds, subscribe now for more coin news, rare era discoveries, historical stories, and exciting market updates. Your next incredible coin discovery could already be waiting in your collection. Coin Master 2, have you ever wondered whether an ordinary-looking nickel from your pocket could be hiding a story far greater than its 5-cent face value? Today, we uncover the fascinating world of the 1988 Philadelphia, no mint mark, Jefferson nickel, one of the most overlooked coins in modern American history. At first glance, it appears to be just another everyday coin, featuring the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the inspiring motto, "In God We Trust," the word liberty beside the date 1988, and on the reverse the historic image of Monticello with the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. Yet experienced collectors know that hidden among millions of ordinary nickels are extraordinary examples with exceptional quality, verified mint errors, and rare characteristics that can attract serious attention in the numismatic market. The real treasure is not simply the date, it is finding the unusual coin that stands apart from the rest. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and unlike earlier decades, Philadelphia circulation nickels of this period did not carry a P mint mark, so a normal 1988 Philadelphia nickel has no mint mark at all. This often surprises new collectors who mistakenly believe the missing mint mark is an error, when in reality it is exactly how the coin was intended to be made. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, with Felix Schlag's classic design honoring America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. The 1988 issue continued this long tradition, serving millions of Americans in everyday commerce while quietly becoming another chapter in one of the longest-running coin series in United States history. Although the mintage was very large, surviving examples in exceptional condition are far less common than most people imagine, because years of circulation have left many coins worn, scratched, or damaged. When collectors discuss value, the biggest factor is not simply the year, but the overall condition of the coin. A circulated 1988 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel without any unusual characteristics is generally worth only its face value or a small premium. However, coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition with original mint luster and minimal contact marks become much more desirable. Certified mint state examples can sell for several dollars, while elite registry quality coins graded at the very highest levels by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC may realize hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases with extraordinary preservation and strong collector demand, even higher prices at auction. These premium values reflect scarcity in top condition rather than rarity of production. The difference between an average coin and a nearly flawless survivor can be remarkable, making careful examination essential before dismissing any old nickel as ordinary. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1988 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is the possibility of discovering authentic mint errors created during the manufacturing process. Collectors search for off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank was improperly positioned during striking. They also watch for broad strikes, produced when the restraining collar fails, allowing the coin to expand beyond its normal diameter. Struck-through errors occur when grease, cloth fibers, or other foreign material blocks portions of the die, creating missing or weakened design elements. Other collectible mistakes include clip planchets, lamination errors, die cracks, die chips, cuds, and the much rarer multiple strikes or double-struck coins. Every genuine mint error is unique because it represents an accident that occurred inside the mint before the coin entered circulation. Authentic examples are always more desirable than damage caused later through wear, abuse, or alteration. Collectors frequently hear claims about doubled dies and dramatic varieties, but accuracy is important. There is no major, widely recognized double die variety officially associated with the standard 1988 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel that rivals the famous double die coins of other U.S. series. Even so, specialists continue examining these nickels under magnification because previously unknown die varieties occasionally emerge, and minor die polishing lines, die deterioration effects, or subtle hubbing differences can attract specialized interest. It is also common for inexperienced collectors to mistake machine doubling or circulation damage for valuable mint varieties. Professional authentication by respected grading services remains the most reliable way to determine whether an unusual feature represents a genuine mint-made variety or simply post-mint damage. Verification is especially important before assigning significant value to any coin. Another feature that advanced Jefferson nickel collectors pursue is the famous full steps designation. On the reverse beneath Monticello, the steps leading to the building must remain sharply struck and uninterrupted for the coin to qualify under the grading standards used by major certification companies. Because strong strikes and perfect preservation are difficult to achieve simultaneously, true full steps examples are considerably scarcer than ordinary uncirculated nickels. Collectors also inspect the portrait of Jefferson for exceptional detail, study the lettering for sharpness, examine the rims for striking abnormalities, and look for untouched original surfaces free from cleaning or polishing. Coins retaining their natural appearance almost always command stronger premiums than those that have been altered in an attempt to improve their look. Stories on social media often suggest that every old American coin is worth millions, but experienced collectors know that the real market is driven by verified rarity, outstanding condition, and authenticated mint errors. A standard circulated 1988 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is common, yet an elite mint state full steps example or a dramatic certified mint error can be worth many times its face value. The smartest collectors rely on grading standards, certified auction results, and professional authentication rather than sensational online claims. Every nickel deserves a careful inspection because remarkable discoveries have happened, but lasting value comes from genuine scarcity, not exaggerated headlines. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation remain the most powerful tools in modern coin collecting. As we conclude today's Collector Spotlight, remember that the 1988 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel represents far more than 5 cents. It is a lasting symbol of American history, the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, and the craftsmanship of the United States Mint. Whether your goal is to complete a Jefferson nickel collection, search for spectacular mint errors, or discover an exceptionally preserved full steps example, every coin has the potential to teach you something new. Always avoid cleaning your coins, store them carefully, and seek professional verification whenever you believe you've found an unusual specimen. If you love rare US coins, hidden mint errors, collector discoveries, and the latest numismatic market updates, make sure to subscribe now for more exciting coin news. The next incredible treasure might already be waiting in your pocket, your coin jar, or an old family collection. Don't miss your chance to discover it. Coin number 3. What if one of the most overlooked coins in America has been sitting quietly in your collection for years, waiting for someone to recognize its true significance? Today, we explore the fascinating story of the 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel, a classic 5-cent coin carrying the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the inspiring motto, "In God We Trust," the date 1995, and on the reverse, the timeless image of Monticello surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. Although millions of Americans handled this coin during everyday transactions, experienced collectors understand that not every 1995 nickel is equal. The greatest value often comes from exceptional preservation, certified mint errors, and high-grade examples that stand far above ordinary circulation pieces. Every collector knows that the smallest detail can transform a common coin into a remarkable collectible. The 1995 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and regular Philadelphia circulation nickels from this year do not carry a P mint mark, which is completely normal for this series. The Jefferson nickel itself has a rich history dating back to 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel and introduced Felix Schlag's iconic portrait of America's third president. Through changing generations, economic growth, and technological advances, the design remained one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. By 1995, the mint was producing hundreds of millions of nickels to meet commercial demand, making this issue readily available in circulation. However, while the overall mintage was large, truly pristine examples have become much scarcer over time because most entered heavy circulation, developing scratches, wear, and loss of their original mint brilliance. When discussing value, it is important to separate ordinary circulating coins from premium collector pieces. A typical circulated 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is usually worth only its face value or a small premium to collectors assembling date sets. The situation changes dramatically for coins preserved in outstanding mint state condition with brilliant original luster, clean surfaces, and strong eye appeal. Certified examples graded by respected companies such as PCGS or NGC can range from modest collector premiums to hundreds of dollars depending on their grade. The finest known registry quality specimens, particularly those with exceptional strike quality and superior preservation, may command impressive auction prices because very few survive in nearly flawless condition. Their value comes from rarity in top grade rather than from the date itself being scarce. One of the most exciting areas of collecting involves genuine mint errors, and the 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel can occasionally be found with fascinating production mistakes. Collectors carefully inspect for off-center strikes, where the blank was misaligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. Broad strikes occur when the restraining collar fails, producing a coin that spreads wider than its intended diameter. Struck-through errors happen when grease or foreign material blocks portions of the die, resulting in weak or missing design elements. Other collectible mint errors include clipped planchets, lamination flaws, die cracks, die chips, cuds, and in much rarer cases double strikes or multiple strikes. Every authentic mint error is created during the manufacturing process and is unique in appearance, making verification by a professional grading service especially important before assigning substantial value. Collectors often ask whether the 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel has famous varieties comparable to legendary double-die coins from other U.S. series. The answer is that no major widely recognized double-die variety is officially attributed for the standard 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel. Nevertheless, specialists continue examining these coins because minor die varieties, die polishing lines, and subtle production differences can occasionally emerge. It is also easy to mistake machine doubling, worn dies, or post-mint damage for valuable varieties, which is why authentication by organizations such as PCGS, NGC, or ANACS is essential whenever a coin appears unusual. Certified attribution not only confirms authenticity, but also gives collectors greater confidence in the coin's market value. A feature that attracts advanced Jefferson nickel collectors is the highly respected full steps designation. On the reverse of the coin, the steps leading to Monticello must display clear, uninterrupted detail under strict grading standards. Because heavy die wear and contact marks frequently obscure these delicate lines, true full steps examples are much scarcer than ordinary uncirculated nickels. Collectors also evaluate the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, the condition of the rims, and the originality of the coin's surfaces. Coins that remain untouched, with natural luster and no evidence of cleaning or polishing, consistently command stronger prices than altered examples, making proper preservation one of the most important factors in long-term collectible value. The popularity of online videos has led to countless claims that every old coin is worth millions of dollars, but successful collectors understand that genuine value depends on verified rarity, outstanding condition, and authentic mint errors. A normal circulated 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is common, yet a certified high-grade full-step specimen or a dramatic mint error can be worth many times its face value. Smart collectors rely on grading standards, professional authentication, and documented auction results instead of sensational headlines. Every coin deserves careful examination because exciting discoveries are still being made, but true numismatic success comes from knowledge, patience, and attention to detail rather than unrealistic expectations. As we conclude this collector spotlight, remember that the 1995 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is far more than a simple 5-cent coin. It represents decades of American history, the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson, and the precision craftsmanship of the United States Mint. Whether you are building a complete Jefferson nickel collection, searching for genuine mint errors, or hoping to discover a beautiful full steps example, every coin offers the possibility of an exciting find. Never clean your coins before having them evaluated. protect them properly to preserve their condition, and always seek professional verification if you believe you have discovered an unusual specimen. If you enjoy rare U.S. coins, mint-era discoveries, historical coin stories, and the latest collector market updates, subscribe now for more exclusive coin news. Your next hidden treasure could already be waiting inside your pocket change or an old collection. Keep searching, stay curious, and happy collecting. Coin number 4. Picture this: you empty a handful of old pocket change onto a table, and one coin instantly catches your eye. It's a 1992 D. Jefferson nickel, carrying the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the inspiring words, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," and on the reverse the majestic image of Monticello surrounded by United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary nickel, but seasoned collectors know that every date and mint mark deserves a closer look. The 1992 D issue may have been produced in large numbers, yet certain examples with exceptional quality, certified mint errors, or superior strike characteristics have become highly desirable in the numismatic community. The excitement lies not in the date alone, but in discovering a coin that stands apart from millions of others because of its rarity, condition, or unusual production history. The 1992 D. Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beside the date. By 1992, the Jefferson nickel had already been part of American commerce for more than 5 decades, having first replaced the Buffalo nickel in 1938. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the series honored Thomas Jefferson, America's 3rd president, while showcasing his historic home, Monticello, on the reverse. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of nickels that year to meet the nation's everyday demand, making the coin common in circulation. However, despite its high mintage, the passage of time has reduced the number of examples surviving in exceptional condition. Most entered circulation immediately, acquiring wear, scratches, and contact marks that prevent them from reaching the highest collector grades today. When evaluating the value of a 1992 D. Jefferson nickel, condition is the single most important factor. A circulated example is generally worth only its face value or a modest premium if it has attractive eye appeal. In contrast, coins that remain in brilliant uncirculated condition with original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks become much more desirable. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC certify these coins, and high-grade mint state examples often sell for several dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on their certified grade and current collector demand. The finest known registry quality specimens can bring even stronger prices because locating nearly flawless examples from a large circulation issue becomes increasingly difficult over time. Their value reflects preservation and scarcity at the highest grades rather than a low original mintage. Among the most exciting discoveries for collectors are authentic mint errors, and the 1992 D. Jefferson nickel can occasionally be found with remarkable production mistakes. Collectors search carefully for off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank was improperly positioned. Broad strikes occur when the restraining collar fails, allowing the coin to spread beyond its normal diameter. Struck-through errors result when grease, cloth fibers, or other debris interfere with the striking process, leaving portions of the design weak or missing. Other collectible errors include clip planchets, lamination defects, die cracks, die chips, cuds, and in much rarer instances double strikes or multiple strikes. These genuine mint-made errors are created during production and should not be confused with damage that occurs after the coin leaves the mint. Professional authentication is essential because verified mint errors consistently command stronger collector interest. Collectors often wonder whether the 1992 D. Jefferson nickel has a famous double-die variety. Based on current numismatic research, there is no major, widely recognized double-die variety officially attributed for the standard 1992 D. Jefferson nickel comparable to the famous double-die issues seen in other U.S. coin series. Even so, specialists continue examining these nickels because minor die varieties, die polishing marks, and subtle striking differences occasionally appear. Machine doubling, worn dies, and post-mint damage are frequently mistaken for valuable varieties, making expert verification extremely important. If a coin appears unusual, submitting it to respected grading companies such as PCGS, NGC, or ANACS is the best way to confirm authenticity and determine whether it possesses a collectible mint-made characteristic. Advanced Jefferson nickel collectors pay special attention to the famous full steps designation. The steps beneath Monticello must display sharp, uninterrupted detail according to strict grading standards, a feature that becomes surprisingly difficult to find because even slight die wear or contact marks can eliminate the designation. A certified full steps example often carries a substantial premium over a similar coin without that designation. Beyond the steps, collectors inspect Jefferson's portrait for crisp detail, examine the lettering for clarity, study the rims for abnormalities, and evaluate the coin's original surfaces. A coin with untouched luster, natural color, and no evidence of cleaning or polishing will almost always be more desirable than one that has been altered after leaving the mint. The internet is filled with sensational claims suggesting that every old American coin is worth millions, but experienced numismatists know the real story is more rewarding because it is based on genuine rarity and careful research. An ordinary circulated 1992 D. Jefferson nickel is common, yet a certified top-grade full-step specimen or a dramatic verified mint error can be worth many times its 5-cent denomination. Successful collectors focus on documented auction records, certified grading, and careful preservation rather than exaggerated headlines. Every coin deserves a thorough examination because valuable discoveries still occur, but true market value depends on authenticity, condition, rarity, and collector demand, not simply the year stamped on the coin. As we conclude today's collector feature, remember that the 1992 D. Jefferson nickel is much more than everyday pocket change. It is a lasting reminder of American history, the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, and the precision craftsmanship of the Denver Mint. Whether your goal is to build a complete Jefferson nickel collection, search for rare mint errors, or find an outstanding full steps example, every coin deserves a careful inspection before it is spent. Preserve your coins properly, avoid cleaning them, and seek professional authentication whenever you discover something unusual. If you enjoy learning about rare U.S. coins, valuable mint errors, historical discoveries, and the latest collector market updates, subscribe now for more coin news and exclusive collector alerts. Stay curious, keep checking your change, and your next remarkable coin discovery could be closer than you ever imagined. Coin number 5. Stop scrolling for a moment, because the next coin you pull from an old drawer or a forgotten piggy bank could surprise you. Today, we are uncovering the story behind the 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel, one of the most underestimated coins in modern American coin collecting. On the front, you'll find the distinguished portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1990. On the reverse appears the historic Monticello, along with United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. While millions of these nickels pass through cash registers across America, only a tiny percentage remain in exceptional condition or display authentic mint-made errors. That's why experienced collectors inspect every 1990 nickel carefully, because the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable collectible can come down to a single striking detail. The 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and like other regular Philadelphia circulation nickels of that era, it does not carry a P mint mark. This often confuses new collectors, but the absence of a mint mark is completely normal and is not considered a mint error. The Jefferson nickel series itself began in 1938 when it replaced the Buffalo nickel, introducing Felix Schlag's now famous design honoring America's third president, Thomas Jefferson. For decades, the coin served as a workhorse of everyday commerce, and by 1990, it had become one of the most familiar coins in American wallets. Although the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of nickels that year, most entered circulation immediately and experienced years of wear, making truly pristine examples much scarcer than their original production numbers suggest. When it comes to value, the condition of a 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel makes all the difference. A well-worn coin that has spent years in circulation is generally worth only its face value or a slight premium to collectors. However, examples preserved in mint state condition with bright original luster, sharp design details, and very few contact marks become considerably more desirable. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins, and certified high-grade examples can sell for several dollars, while the finest known registry-quality pieces may realize hundreds of dollars at auction. These impressive prices are driven by their scarcity in top condition rather than by a low mintage. A nearly flawless coin that has survived untouched since leaving the mint is much harder to find than many people expect. One of the greatest thrills in collecting is discovering an authentic mint error, and the 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel can occasionally be found with fascinating production mistakes. Collectors search for off-center strikes, where the blank was not correctly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. Broad strikes occur when the retaining collar fails, allowing the coin to spread beyond its normal diameter. Struck-through errors result from grease, cloth fibers, or other foreign material interfering with the striking process, creating missing or weak design details. Additional collectible errors include clip planchets, lamination defects, die cracks, die chips, cuds, and the far scarcer double strikes or multiple strikes. These errors originate during the minting process and are far more desirable than damage caused after the coin entered circulation. Whenever an unusual feature is discovered, authentication by a reputable grading service is the best way to confirm its originality and market value. Collectors frequently ask whether the 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel has a famous double die variety. According to current numismatic research, there is no major, widely recognized double die variety officially attributed for the standard 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel comparable to famous double dies found on certain Lincoln cents or other classic U.S. coins. Even so, specialists continue studying these nickels because minor die varieties, die polishing lines, and subtle striking differences can still attract collector interest. Machine doubling, die deterioration, and post-mint damage are often mistaken for valuable varieties, making expert examination extremely important. If a coin appears unusual under magnification, certification by organizations such as PCGS, NGC, or ANACS provides the strongest verification of whether the feature is a genuine mint-made variety or simply damage acquired after leaving the mint. A key feature advanced collectors pursue is the coveted full steps designation. On the reverse beneath Monticello, the staircase must display uninterrupted, sharply defined steps that meet strict grading standards. Because dies gradually wear during production and circulation quickly damages these delicate details, authentic full steps examples are significantly scarcer than ordinary uncirculated coins. Collectors also evaluate the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, the condition of the rims, and whether the coin retains its original mint surfaces. A coin that has never been cleaned, polished, or artificially altered is always more desirable than one that has lost its natural appearance, making proper storage and careful handling essential for preserving long-term value. The popularity of online coin videos has inspired countless stories claiming that every old coin is worth a fortune, but experienced numismatists know that genuine value comes from verified rarity, outstanding preservation, and authenticated mint errors. A standard circulated 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel remains a common coin, while a certified top-grade full-step specimen or an impressive mint error can be worth many times its 5-cent denomination. Successful collectors rely on professional grading standards, documented auction records, and careful research instead of sensational claims. Every coin deserves close inspection because exciting discoveries continue to be made, but lasting value depends on authenticity, collector demand, condition, and true scarcity rather than internet rumors. As we wrap up today's Collector Spotlight, Remember that the 1990 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel represents much more than everyday pocket change. It reflects the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the craftsmanship of the United States Mint, and the excitement of searching for hidden treasures in ordinary places. Whether you collect Jefferson nickels by date, pursue high-grade full-steps examples, or enjoy hunting for genuine mint errors, every coin has the potential to reveal a remarkable story. Always preserve your coins carefully, never clean them before evaluation, and seek professional authentication if you believe you've found something special. If you're passionate about rare US coins, mint-era discoveries, historical collectibles, and the latest market updates, subscribe now for more coin news, exclusive collector insights, and exciting rare coin alerts. Your next extraordinary discovery could be hiding in your change right now.